Hi guys, today we are going to look at vertical addition. In the problem that I have here, you can see that we have 4,673 plus 2,738. In vertical addition, you need to organise the numbers, the digits, so that they are under each other in their place value. So here we have 3 and 8 in the units column, 7 and 3 in the tens column, 6 and 7 in the hundredths column, and 4 and 2 in the thousands column. We're going to be adding these numbers together to find the final answer. Now in vertical addition, you always start with the units column. So let's have a look at that. In our problem, we had 3 plus 8 units. So you can see here that this is visually represented in our chart. We have 3 units of our MAB blocks and 8 units of our MAB blocks. When we do this simple sum, 3 plus 8, we know that that equals 11. When adding our digits together, we can only have one digit in our units column. However, as we added before, we have 11 units in our units column when we add 3 and 8. So here you can see that we are going to use the strategy of trading. We've bundled 10 of those units together to make 10, and we're going to trade 10 across to the tens column, leaving the single unit by itself. Here you can see this represented in our chart. We have 1 unit in the units column. We've traded the other 10 to the tens column, which now gives us 11. So 1 in the tens column and 1 in the units column would be 11. Having a look back at our sum, we have the 1 unit dropped down into the units column and the 10 which is traded up into the tens column. So in the tens column we now have 1 10 plus 7 tens plus 3 tens. Let's have a look at that visually in our chart. Looking at our place value chart where we have now tens and hundreds represented, we need to now add the values in our tens column. So we had the 10 that was traded from the units column, plus 7 tens, which makes 70, plus 3 tens, which makes 30. So we now have 10 plus 70 plus 30 equals 110. Now in our tens column we can't have more than 90, more than the value of 90. So what we need to do is we need to group or bundle 10 of our tens to make 100 and trade that to the hundredths column. Here we have rebundled 10 tens together to make 100, and that 100 is going to be traded into the hundredths column. The lone 10 will remain in the tens column. Visually we can see that we have 110 and 100, which now makes 110. Let's have a look at this in our sum. So we can now see that we have 110 in our tens column, and we have traded the 100 into the hundredths column. We now need to add up the hundredths column. We have our 100 that's been traded, plus 600, plus 700. Let's have a look at this on our chart. Viewing this on our chart, we have our 100 that was traded from our tens column, plus 600, plus 700. Having a look at this in a simple equation, we know that 100 plus 600 plus 700 equals 1,400. Now again, looking at our place value chart, we can't have more than 900 in the hundredths column. So again, we're going to need to bundle and trade next door to the thousand column. So you can see here that we've bundled up 10 100ths, which makes 1000, and we're going to trade that across into the thousand column. So here we can see we have 1000 plus 400, which now makes 1400. Let's see what this looks like in our sum. So you can see here that the 400 remains in the hundreds column, and the 1000 gets traded across to the thousands column. We now have 1000 plus 4000 plus 2000 to finish off our sum. Let's have a look in our chart. Visually we can see the 1000 that was traded plus the 4000 plus 2000. Over here, looking at the simple sum, we know that 1000 plus 4000 plus 2000 equals 7000. Let's take a look at this at our equation. So the 7000 gets dropped down into the thousands column. Our final answer is 7411. And that is vertical addition with trading. Remembering that it is very, very important to think about the numbers as they are represented in their place value columns.